Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, we Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh, and his only begotten Son name in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shai. So gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupants pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the whole for the elect. And shalom to the Aqua who are listening and learning. There are few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from Jim Messalano Camp coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification. Lord's willing, this be edifying. This is for educational purposes only. This is not for monetary gain. I do not own a copyright to these videos. This is for educational purposes only. Lord's willing, this be edifying. I'm going to title this lesson, This is why the Lord got to destroy 2/3 of Jake.
This body camera video shows Brevard County deputies ambushed during a traffic stop last month. This whole thing unfolded in just a matter of seconds. And tonight, the sheriff is furious.
Yeah, he told Fox 35's Alina Shirazi this never should have happened in the first place because that gunman should have been locked up.
Right, well, we're here at the intersection here at 95. I'm standing at the exact spot where this shootout happened. You saw that dramatic video just released of the shootout. We got to speak with the sheriff one-on-one today. He tells us what he thinks of how it all went down. 61 rounds fired within a minute, ending with a deputy shot and the gunman dead.
Let there be no doubt, this individual got exactly what he deserved. And to those out there who might be foolish enough to ask why we shot him so many times, that answer is simple. Because evil can never be dead enough.
That gunman was out on bond. The sheriff says Harris Wilder was a career criminal with 40 previous arrests. He was out on bond for 2 felony drug charges and had active felony warrants.
I wanted to ask you, first of all, the most obvious question: how did that happen?
So that happened because this individual was out on the street where he could kill somebody else or abuse somebody else, victimize someone else. Everybody's entitled to bond, but bond is a guarantee that you're going to show back up for court. And this individual's never going to show back up for court. So logic needs to apply when we're setting these bonds.
Ivy said he promises to follow up on why this man was out on the streets.
One of the things I'm going to be doing is meeting with our judges and showing them repeated examples of where people have been out on bond and gone out and victimized someone else.
And the sheriff tells me they still have to interview all of the deputies involved in the incident before they can release that long-awaited dash cam footage. For now, we're live in Melbourne. Alina Shirazi, back to you.
Thanks, Alina. Deputy Brian Potters is the officer who was assaulted in that video. He was shot in the leg and then suffered significant cuts and tissue damage when the gunman beat him in the head with a gun. But he is expected to be okay.
Now I got 2 more clips.
Dashcam video just into our newsroom. A man gets out of a car and opens fire on deputies in Brevard County. This happened late last month, but this video was just released. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John Brown.
And I'm Luann Sorrell. Let's get right over to Fox 35 anchor Ray Vieta live in the Fox 35 Alert Center tonight with more on this wild video. Ray.
Luann, you mentioned it. It is wild. You can see it right there next to me. It happened during a traffic stop on US 192 near I-95. A passenger gets out and starts shooting. He backs off, but then continues his attack on the 2 deputies. On the deputy's cruiser and attacks the deputy, continuing the onslaught while the two are on the ground. Another deputy you see there shoots and kills him, ending the attack.
As a result of the ambush and repeated blows to the head by this violent thug, Deputy Potter sustained a gunshot wound to the lower leg, multiple head lacerations, tissue damage, a concussion, and fractures of the orbital bone and sinuses. Thankfully, Deputy Toman did not suffer any injuries during the incident.
Was happening, deputies say there was a 2-month-old baby inside of the car. You can watch the full video on our website, fox35orlando.com. Live.
Now see, this is what 2/3 of so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians got to get put to death, man.
Video shows the moment Brevard County deputies encountered an armed man during a traffic stop. The shootout leaving a deputy hurt and the suspect dead. News 6's Ezzy Castro is following the latest on this now. Ezzy, the sheriff had some strong words about the violence. Yeah, to give you an idea of how upset the sheriff was, he said he was thankful the suspect was, quote, no longer on this planet. And we do want to warn you, this video may be tough to watch. Dashcam video released by the sheriff's office shows the moment 38-year-old Paris Wilder got out of his car and opened fire on 2 deputies during a traffic stop last month. One was hit. Within moments, you can see Wilder coming around the deputy's cruiser, hitting one of them in the head with his gun. That's when the other deputy shot Wilder multiple times, killing him.
The suspect was the initial aggressor as he concealed his weapon until exiting the vehicle and immediately firing upon our deputies with a pistol grip style high-powered rifle.
Sheriff Wayne Ivey says 2 adults were in the car with Wilder, along with a 2-month-old baby, though they were not involved in the attack. As for the injured deputy, he is expected to be okay. The 2 are now on paid administrative leave as standard procedure.
I'm just extremely thankful that our deputies are safe and the suspect is no longer on this planet where he could put someone else's life in peril.
And Sheriff Ivey said Wilder had a violent criminal history and was actually out on bond with active warrants for several drug trafficking cases at the time of the attack.
You see that? Now, that's one. Another way. That's one way of wickedness. The reason the Lord gonna be justified in putting 2/3 to death. Now, that was, as we see, justified. Now here's another way that a person would consider or think that this was an innocent situation. So let's check this out.
Pull in that marked homicide team. My heart sank.
We start tonight with a Fox 35 exclusive. A grieving mother talking only to Fox 35 News after learning her 20-year-old daughter and 1-year-old granddaughter were both found dead in a car in Orange County. Police are now searching for this man who is still on the run tonight.
Fox 35's Danielle Lama joins us live right now with the story you'll see only on Fox 35 News. So Danielle, the mother just heartbroken.
Absolutely. And tonight she is anxiously waiting on news of an arrest. She says her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend were trying to help the man who's now wanted in this case.
We lose a child and a grandchild. Come on, she's a baby. She's a baby.
A young woman.
Basically, what she's saying is the baby was innocent. Well, as I tell you in Job 4:7, matter of fact, let's read that real quick. This is Job 4:7. It reads, remember I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Because the righteous don't get cut off in grievous deaths. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Because of reincarnation, man.
Woman and her child found dead inside a car. Orange County deputies searching for this man tonight, Dejon Griffiths.
Griffiths is a person of interest in that crime, And, we've already seen his propensity for violence.
The investigation began Tuesday morning when deputies found a man shot outside this apartment complex on Lake Heritage Circle. After he was rushed to the hospital, family members contacted police saying they had not heard from his girlfriend, Masanya Malcolm, and their 1-year-old, Jordania. Latoya Reed is Malcolm's mother.
I called and no answer to both phones.
After regaining consciousness, deputies say Malcolm's boyfriend told them he was shot by a friend who may have also shot Malcolm and driven away with her and their baby in the car. The mother and child were found dead Thursday in a parking lot. Investigators say Malcolm had been shot and Jordania may have died from sitting in the hot car.
This is the worst thing ever, and I hope he's caught.
Reed tells us that the couple had been trying to help Griffiths and that he moved in with them in August. She has a message for him.
May God have mercy upon your soul. Do John Griffiths, may God have mercy on your soul.
The sheriff's office says Griffiths is wanted for attempted murder and he's a person of interest in the 2 deaths. Reed tells me what she believes happened right before that shooting. I'll have more on that at 11. Reporting.
So, seeing that, do we think she was innocent? Was her and her baby innocent? Nobody died being innocent, man. Let's read this again. This is Job 4:7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? The righteous don't get cut off in grievous deaths, man. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. By the blast of God they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. We all come back in our lot. This is let me get this. This is Exodus 20:5. It reads, For I, the Lord Yahweh thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So them that love the Lord, right, he showed mercy to. Because it's all about reincarnation, man, by being predestinated. This is Deuteronomy 24:16. It reads, The fathers shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. You see, this is the Lord, man. This is how the Lord work, man. When you're dealing with Yahweh Shemawashah, this is how they work, man. Every man should be put to death for his own sin and woman. This is Ezekiel 18:20, and it reads, The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. So, if you was righteous, you righteous. If you was wicked then, you wicked now. This is Proverbs 16:33. It reads, The lot is cast into the lap. What's the lot? That means your determination of being predestinated to whatever, either righteous or wicked, man. The lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of the Lord. Because the Lord can just do away with us. But he doesn't. He send you back in your same lot. And if you was wicked then, you're going to be wicked now. If you was righteous then, you're going to be righteous now. Let me read Ezekiel 18:20. Again, it reads, The soul that sinneth, it shall die. So a person will say, well, what did this baby do to die? Well, reincarnation, man. Now this is, because these guys, right, what they did is wicked, man. And they are vile figs that cannot be eaten. So let's get this. This is Jeremiah 29:17, and it reads, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, Behold, I will send upon them the sword, the famine, and the pestilence, and will make them like vile figs that cannot be eaten. They are so evil. This is talking about 2/3 of Israelites, man. This is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 5. And it reads, Why should you be stricken any more? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores, meaning fresh, meaning sin on top of sin, which is iniquity. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. The Lord said there is no healing medicines for 2/3 of Jake. So why? Because they are vile figs. So they got to get put to death with grievous deaths, man. This is Jeremiah 30:12. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, it say, Thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines. We need Yahweh Shah, man. We are sick, and we need the Messiah, man. Now, if you do according to the will of Yahweh Shema Shah, he says this. This is Proverbs 16:7. When a man ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. So this guy got out the college and started letting off rounds at the authority, man. That's not the will of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. That's wicked, man. And you don't get to put to death for that. It said, when a man ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. This is 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 13. There's a separation between the righteous and the wicked and their acts, man. 1 Peter 2 and 13 reads, Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to king as supreme, or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him, for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. There's a separation for the punishment of the evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. For so is the will of power, that with well doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men. Meaning, if you do what's righteous in the sight of the eyes of the Lord, man, if you're doing what's right in the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shah, you shall put to silence the ignorance of foolish men, man, because your acts is going to be seen. It's going to be shown. That's why I tell you about this devil, man. It say all his wicked acts shall be made known in the midst of the people, man. Let's read that. This is our Proverbs 26 and 24. It's talking about the wicked. It reads, Proverbs 26 and 24, He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh foul, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Here's the point. Whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. So when you're doing righteous acts, it's going to be showed before the whole congregation. If you're doing wicked acts, it's going to be showed before the whole congregation, man. This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 3. Talk no more so exceedingly proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. For the Lord is a power of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. Everything, man. Everything. Baby, woman, man, little boy. If they lose their life, these are the actions of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. The Lord gave us a code of conduct, man. How we supposed to move in the shadow of death. This is this is Matthew 10 and 16. It reads, Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Ain't no way you're supposed to be jumping out cars with high-powered rifles, man. That's wicked. This is Matthew 5:25. It reads, agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and the officer and thou be cast into prison, or not. You might not even make it to the judge. You might lose your life instantly. What's this guy name that got shot 7 times by the cops? I think his name was Jacob something. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. So like you bear with me for a moment. Like, Jake is wicked, man. See if I can pull this up. Yeah, Jacob Blake. That's his name. Jacob Blake. So, you got this guy get shot 7 times by the cops, man. For what? For what? For being disobedient, man. As it say in 1 Timothy and 1 Peter. Hey, as it said Matthew 5:25, agree with that adversary quickly, whilst thou is in the way, man. Let's read it again. Matthew 5:25. Agree with that adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him. That's why the Lord said in Matthew 10, be wise as serpents and humble as doves. Least at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison, or not. Or you just lose your life because you trying to be some Debo. Come on, man. Being macho gonna get you put to death, man. These are the men that the Lord set up to be in authority, man. Let's read this again. 1 Peter 2:13. It reads, submit yourself to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake. Why? Because it's the adversaries, and agree with them quickly, man. Whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him. By who? By Yahweh Shema Shah, for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. When I say and for the praise of them that do well, these are the ones that the Lord said, and I will show mercy unto thousands of them that love me. Right? But to them that hate me, the Lord said he's going to put you to death, man. And when you go to Deuteronomy 7, it's Deuteronomy chapter 7, in verse 10, it say, matter of fact, Deuteronomy 7:9, know therefore that the Lord thy power, he is power, the faithful power, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandment to 1,000 generations of them that love him, which is the hopeful elect. This is verse 10. And repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. This is plain. This is how the Lord get down, man. Why? Because 2/3 of Jake are vile figs, man, that cannot be eaten. They are so evil. This is Jeremiah 15:11. Hey, long as your ways please Yahweh Shema Shah, and Lord willing, they continue to do, man, you shall be in good case, man. This is Jeremiah 15:11. And it reads, the Lord said, verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction. You see this? Jeremiah 15:11, the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah said, verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction. This is us moving wise as serpents and harmless as doves in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, man. As a matter of fact, since I quoted that, let's read it. This is Philippians chapter 2 and 13. We supposed to be blameless, man. This is Philippians 2 and 13. It reads, For it is power which worketh in you, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of power without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. We supposed to be a beacon to the rest of these nations, man. We supposed to be a beacon to the world, man. The hopeful elect supposed to be a beacon, man. Israelites as a whole supposed to be a beacon to the heathen nations, man. But you got 2/3 of Jake want to continue to walk on in their filth, man, and be vile figs, full of mold, that cannot be eaten, man. They are corruptors, man. Evildoers. And its only thing left for them is death, man. As a matter of fact, this is Jeremiah 5 and 3. It reads, O Yahweh, are not thy eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. So there's nothing left for 2/3 of Israelites but to get put to death, man. Grievously. Nobody died being innocent, man. Nobody. Lord, witness edifying. Got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether concepted or not. In the sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning, that few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord, witness edifying till next time I say shalom, wa abad babal. I'm going to close with this precept. This is Proverbs 16 and 1. The preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits. You see, but the Lord weigheth the spirits. In 1 Samuel 2 and 3, it said what? By the Lord the actions are weighed, man. Because when it tell you all the weights of the balance is the Lord. Proverbs 16:11. A just weight and balance are the Lord's. All the weights of the bag are his work. Everything be done on Yahweh Shem Shah. Till next time I say shalom, wa abad babal. The water for tuning in. May Yahweh Shem Shah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up.